The transfer window is about to open once again, just in time for clubs to reshuffle their pack. For some, it's a chance to strengthen their squad in an effort to turn their season around. For others, it could even win them some silverware. Hello there and welcome to Football Now. Now we are almost halfway through the European season, and with clubs going through a busy Christmas schedule, they'll be looking ahead to that transfer window reopening on January the 1st. Now the opportunity to sign a player midway through a season can cause a real shake-up. It can be the difference between relegation and survival, or even lifting a trophy in May. So let's remind ourselves of some of those January transfer window signings that have made a huge impact over the years. We'll start in Spain, where Real Madrid signed Brazilian defender Marcelo in January 2007 when he was just 18 years old. He went on to make 386 appearances for Los Blancos, winning 22 major honours, including 4 European Cups. He is widely regarded as one of the best left-backs of all time, and certainly one of the biggest bargains at €6.5 million. Iconic Dutch striker Klaas-Jan Huntelaar became an Ajax player in 2006 after a January move from SC Heerenveen. He became a household name in the Netherlands, scoring 102 times in little over 2 years, winning the KNVB Cup in the process. Before Kevin De Bruyne became one of the Premier League's top stars at Manchester City, he was sold by Chelsea to German side Wolfsburg in January 2014. Despite not being favoured by Jose Mourinho at Stamford Bridge, De Bruyne found his groove in the Bundesliga and was named 2015 German Footballer of the Year. City signed him 2 years later for almost triple what Wolfsburg paid for him. And one of the most expensive January signings of all time is still regarded as one of the best. Many eyebrows were raised when Liverpool paid €84 million to Southampton for Virgil van Dijk back in 2017, but he has more than proven to be worth it. Since his arrival at Anfield, he has won every major honour available and now captains the club. He also ranked runner-up in the 2019 Ballon d'Or Awards, beaten only by Lionel Messi to the accolade.
Yeah, I think the January transfer window is kind of for teams who want to push on to that next step and perhaps are knocking on the door of a top 4 or a Champions League place across Europe and maybe need that extra player or extra 2 players to push them over the line and make them meet their aims by the end of the season. Obviously, the players that are available in January maybe aren't as good as the players in the summer, because clubs don't want to lose big players during the season. But if the money is right, you can always convince someone to do a deal in January.
Yes, some really iconic signings in there from over the years. Now let's take a look at some of the players that could be on the move this January, starting in Italy. Victor Osimhen was the star man for Napoli as they won their first Serie A title in 3 decades. But after the manager, Luciano Spalletti, left the club to take charge of the Italian national side, Gli Azzurri have suffered a major dip in form. In fact, Champions League qualification next year is not guaranteed, and with plenty of suitors for Osimhen around Europe, could he be about to exit the club?
I don't see Victor Osimhen leaving Napoli in January unless Aurelio De Laurentiis gets €200 million offer that he wants. That's just how it works with him. He doesn't sell until he needs to sell, until he gets what he wants. And that's just how he is. So I think it's highly unlikely that Osimhen leaves in January. I'd be very, very surprised. He did receive a ridiculous amount of money offer from Saudi Arabia, but he turned that down and he wants to continue. It's no secret that he wants to play in the Premier League. And I think he will at some point, but I don't see that happening in January now.
Now another big name player that could be on the move is Manchester United's Jadon Sancho. There have been reports that the relationship between him and the manager Erik ten Hag has broken down, meaning that United are ready to move on a player which cost them €70 million just 18 months ago.
Jadon Sancho is likely to leave in January, and his relationship with Erik ten Hag can be described as tense. And there's 2 sides to that story. Sancho said in his public statement, now deleted, that he feels scapegoated, but Erik ten Hag feels like his focus and performances and training haven't been up to scratch, and that led to a fallout. It's unlikely that Sancho will be reintegrated into the Manchester United senior team. An exit is likely because Sancho realises that he's frozen out, but it's not an easy sale because of the wages, because of the financial considerations, and because of where Sancho may wish to go.
2 of Europe's biggest names could be on the move then, but there are whispers that there are plenty more deals to be done, so let's take a look at some of those to keep an eye on. Fresh from winning the Copa Libertadores in South America, Fluminense midfielder Andre has caught the attention of some Premier League sides. Liverpool are long-term admirers, whilst Fulham are also thought to be interested. Wherever he lands, he will make a big difference in the middle of the pitch. Athletic Bilbao's Nico Williams is still only 21 and is a key player for the club, but his current contract runs out in 2024. It would be a disaster for manager Ernesto Valverde to lose him in the summer for nothing, which could prompt cash bids from across Europe in the winter. Brentford's Ivan Toney is nearing the end of his ban from all footballing activity due to contractual breaches earlier this year, which makes him a target for several Premier League sides. Both North London clubs Arsenal and Tottenham are thought to be interested. Toney could certainly fit the bill as an adequate replacement for Harry Kane, who Spurs lost in the summer to Bayern Munich. So, an interesting transfer window taking shape then. That is all we have time for on this week's show. Do let us know your thoughts at home using the hashtag FootballNowTransfers, and we'll see you next time. Bye for now.